Part 2. Monday, September 18th. The first day of school. Take 2. Mum drove me into Tangerine this morning at 7:30. We drove past the lime green houses and the citrus packing plant. We passed through a small downtown area and then pulled up to a concrete building that looked like a block-long post office. We parked across the street and I reminded her, "I'll be at soccer practice until 5. I hope." "I hope so too," Mum replied. "Look, I really should go in with you this morning. There must be transfer forms for me to sign." "No, there are not any forms for you to sign. All I need is my computerized class schedule from Lake Windsor Middle. No forms. No mothers." Mom was staring across the street and not liking what she saw. There were 2 groups of guys karate kicking at each other outside the building. There were larger groups, too. Menacing-looking gangs just standing around, watching the karate kickers go at it. Mum said, "Look at that! Why isn't this area being supervised?" "Hey, that's no big deal. That's just what some guys do, Mom." "At the entrance to the school? What kind of first impression is that?" "They do that wherever they are. Lighten up. I'll see you at 5. "Yeah, if you live." I walked around the karate kickers and the gangsters and pushed open a heavy wooden door. I saw that I could go straight towards the first floor classrooms, or I could climb the stairs toward the left, toward what seemed to be the office. I went left and started up the worn marble stairs, thinking how unusual it was to find stairs like these in Florida. For that matter, the whole building was unusual. I hadn't been on the 3rd floor of anything since we moved here. The school's office was located at the top of the first flight. The principal herself was standing just inside the glass doors. She walked right up to me and said, "I'm Dr. Johnson. Who are you?" "Paul Fisher, ma'am." "And you're from Lake Windsor Middle School, I presume?" "Yes, ma'am." She took my schedule from me and read it carefully. Then she turned around and called into one of the side offices, "Teresa, come out here and take this one." A small, skinny girl with brown hair tied back in a ponytail came out of a side room. Dr. Johnson said, "This is Paul Fisher. This is Teresa Cruz. She'll be your escort for the first day at Tangerine Middle School. She'll be your escort for the second day, too, if you wish. After that, you'll be responsible for getting around on your own. But Teresa will continue to be a resource person for you, for any questions that you might have." I said, "All right, thank you, ma'am." I paused. I don't know why, but I just felt I had to say it. I said, "It's nice to be here." Dr. Johnson gave me a huge smile. "Well, it's nice to have you here." It was pretty much downhill after that. Teresa Cruz had very little or nothing to say. I followed her silently from class to class. She would introduce me quietly to each teacher, and we would sit down together. I tell you, it was eerie, like a science fiction story, like I'd entered some kind of mirror universe. The subjects and the class times are exactly the same as in Lake Windsor Middle, but the rooms and the people are completely different. Tangerine Middle is a tougher school, no doubt about it. I got real nervous whenever we went out into the hall. If anything's going to happen to you in a school like this, it's going to happen in the hall. One big guy took his forearm and swatted me out of the way, like I was some kind of gnat. But I didn't take it personally. I just kept my head down, followed Teresa, and went where I was supposed to go. My classes are all on the 2nd floor. Basically, the 3rd floor is entirely the 6th grade, the 2nd floor is the 7th grade, and the 1st floor is the 8th grade, with a few exceptions. The 1st floor also has the cafetorium, which obviously doubles as the cafeteria and the auditorium. It's pretty gross. The cafetorium has a kitchen at the near end and a stage at the far end. In between are rows of wooden tables with wooden folding chairs. It's loud in there, like in some old prison movie. Teresa stayed with me when we passed through the lunch line in the cafetorium. She even sat down with me to eat. To eat, but not to talk. I tried to get the lowdown on some of my new teachers, the inside stuff, but Teresa wasn't cooperating. I'd say something like, "So, how's this Mrs. Potter for science?" And she'd say, "Pretty good." "How's Mr. Scott?" "Pretty good." And so on. I finally gave up and ate my lunch. But afterward I tried with the question that meant the most to me. Do you know anything about the soccer team? Teresa pulled back a little and actually looked at me, surprised. She nodded and said, "Oh, yeah, my brother plays on the team." Yeah? He's an 8th grader? No, he's my twin brother. He's in 7th grade, too. Oh? Well, I was thinking about going out to practice today to see if I could get on the team. Teresa thought about this. Yeah, you could do that. Tino won't be there today, though. He's still suspended. Victor, Hernando, none of those guys will be there today. But I guess they'll still have practice. I knew the answer to the next question, but I asked it anyway. Why won't any of them not be there? Oh, they got into some trouble over the carnival. Miss Bright grabbed the whole bunch of them while they were sitting here eating lunch. She brought them up to Dr. Johnson, and they all got suspended for 3 days. So they'll all be back tomorrow? Yeah, Tino, Victor, Hernando, all those guys. And they're all starters? They're who? They're starting players on the soccer team? Teresa answered with pride. Oh, yeah. Victor, he's kind of like the star. Victor and Maya, they're like the 2 stars, you know? They score most of the goals. Tino scored 2 goals last year. I think Victor scored 16 and Maya scored 15. They both made the all-county team. And who's the goaltender? The goalie's Chandra Thomas. Chandra. That's a girl, right? Yeah, Chandra's a girl. Maya's a girl, too. What? Don't you have a boys' team and a girls' team? No, there's only one team. Boys, girls, they can both play on it. They're mostly boys. But some of the girls are good. They've played in the Y League all their lives and stuff. Maya learned how to play over in England. That's why she's so good. I was trying hard to process this information. I said again, so Chandra's a girl. Teresa seemed to be enjoying this. Oh, yeah. There's 4 girls. Chandra, Maya, Maya's cousin Nita, and Dolly. They're all on the team. Then there's Tino, Victor, Hernando, and about 10 other guys. They're good. They were 2nd in the county last year. After lunch, we went back to our routine, with Teresa only speaking when she introduced me to a teacher. But at least we had broken the ice. I was starting to get a picture of this new place, and I was glad I'd come here.